Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. The days and nights are becoming chillier, and it's high time to open the kitchen doors for the beloved French classics, rich, flavorful, the one and only Beef Bourguignon. This beautiful beef stew, slowly simmered in red wine, is comfort food at its finest. It's the perfect meal for a cozy evening, so let's get started and bring a bit of French magic into your kitchen together. Now, let's start and kick things off with prepping the meat. Usually for these recipes, it's recommended that you take some tough part like chuck or brisket. Slow cooking and stewing ensures that it tears down finally in the end, but you can always take shoulder or even prime cuts. It will be perfect for stewing as well. Cut the beef into large chunks about 2 inches each and season them generously with salt and pepper. This is important because it seasons the meat from the inside out. Now place your large pot or Dutch oven on a high heat. Add some 3 to 4 tablespoons olive oil and let it heat blazing hot. We're gonna sear the beef so we get a beautiful caramelized crust inside and outside. And if your pot is too small, make sure to sear it in batches. Seriously, avoid overcrowding the pan. This will give beautiful sear, not boil. You want each piece to have space to brown properly. Once each batch is brown on all sides, set the beef aside. Just lock in those juices to quicken the process. Now in the same pan we going to sear 3 large carrots. I cut them in rustic chunks, that's what I love. And straight in the pan they go. 1 or 2, 1.5 big onions, also cut into rustic chunks. You don't need precision here because it will be slow cooking and it will emerge utterly divine in 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours. So don't be afraid to put large chunks in a pan like this. Let it brown for 5 to 7 minutes until slightly starting to become soft. When it comes to stewing or to slow cooking, I love to put whole garlic. I just trim the end to release its glorious fragrance and put it whole in a pan. When you are putting it whole, you cannot be afraid that it will become bitter or burning too quickly, so that's a good option for this recipe. Now I love my recipes with a hot kick, but here's the thing. People with whom I share my meal doesn't love hot things, spices like chili pepper or something. So here's the trade-off. You can put them whole, no cutting. This will ensure it will cook perfectly without releasing the heat in the pan. And then you just put it inside your bowl and be happy with what you want. Now return the seared beef to the pot along with any juices it released. Add 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. This might seem surprising, but the vinegar helps to balance the richness of the beef and wine with a touch of acidity. Let it reduce for 1 minute and pour in about 1.5 cup of good quality red wine. This is the heart of Beef Bourguignon and it's what gives the dish its rich deep flavor. Along with the vinegar, the wine will deglaze the pan, pulling up all those delicious brown bits from the bottom. So you can obviously use the wine that you are usually drinking, but cooking wine doesn't have to be expensive. Second cheapest is the golden rule, and the wine taste and smell intensifies as you slow cook it. So take red wine. It's much more better for dishes like beef stew. For traditional seasonings, we are using bouquet garni, a bundle of fresh herbs like thyme, rosemary, bay leaves, parsley, or at least pretending we're making something similar. You can tie them together with kitchen twine or improvise, like using dill instead of it. Use dry versions in the end, but bouquet garni adds fresh earthiness to the stew. Toss it in along with a pinch of salt and some freshly cracked pepper. Now we need to add enough liquid to cover all the ingredients. I use simple water It's boiled water, and you can use beef broth or some chicken stock, it doesn't matter. In the end, after 1 hour, all the flavors will be melt together, creating a thick harmony. If you have time, you can always slow cook it up to 3 hours. Just be sure to add enough liquid from time to time. Now I'm covering this with a lid. And patience is very important here. Resist the urge to peek every 5 minutes, and while the stew is low simmering, let's prepare the classic add-ins, mushrooms and pearl onions. Or if you don't have pearl onions, just take shallots. So I take 2 to 3 teaspoons of butter. This time, this will help to create a creamy and silky mouthfeel with our veggies, and it will thicken the sauce and the beef broth in the end. So heat it up and put your vegetables inside. Saute it until they're becoming golden and reducing at least in half. This will take out to 15 minutes. Right in the end, you can add a tablespoon or 2 of flour. Toss the mushrooms. This will ensure the sauce thickens later. And mushrooms are natural flavor bombs. They absorb all the delicious flavors whenever or wherever they are in. So we are putting mushrooms and shallots last 20 minutes for cooking before the stew is ready. So let's toss it. It's a slow, gentle cooking process that transforms simple ingredients into something extraordinary. Unlike fast cooking methods, stewing allows the flavors to develop deeply, making it a perfect meal for a slow day. Plus, the connective tissues break down, turning into gelatin, which gives the stew a silky, luxurious texture. Now, my bouquet garni-like thing collapsed, so I'll dispose it. It's been an hour, so I want to try this stock. Everything is okay, nothing to add. And this velvety sauce clings to tender beef and vegetables. It's a win-win, and it's ready, so it's time to serve. Choose fluffy rice, mashed potatoes, or crusty bread for your company. Garnish with a little fresh parsley for color, and voila, you've got a dish that will impress any dinner guest. Fantastic. So this recipe, this beef bourguignon, this comfort food at its ultimate. And look at the meat. Look, I slightly press, I barely press it with my knife. Look how easily it is cut. It's tender and it's soft, it's warm, it's wonderful. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you will have a chance to prepare this wonderful beef stew. I just can't get enough of this. So, you know the rule. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.